Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Bakakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Noise in this gospel, brother, and up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick little update, lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. Going into this whole new norovirus ordeal, which is basically a pestilence of the digestive tract and the stomach. People that contracted this particular pestilence was considered to have stomach pains, whether it been vomiting or nausea, diarrhea, gas, almost like what's the name of that particular it basically is a stomach bug, man. It's like a mild stomach flu, but instead it affects the digestional tract, man. They call something, I forget, it's a particular bacteria that grows in water that if you consume it, then you can get these same symptoms. As I remember years ago, I was at a beach with my cousins, and I think I was probably like 18 then, maybe 19. And we was at the beach, man. And usually in Chicago, sometimes beaches, they have hazard alerts. So they have to shut down the beaches because they have like an alert in the water, meaning that the water's not really safe to be in because there's high levels of bacteria. So fast forward today, you had all these cyber attacks, which was on the infrastructures of the waters here in Babylon, as the scriptures say that it was going to drink wormwood and gall, which is a representation of toxic waters, poison, and the philosophies as well. But lately people have been catching this whole new norovirus ordeal, which it came out that I believe it'll be like over 47 biolabs was discovered in Ukraine, and I believe that Russia destroyed them, if I'm not mistaken. But they found out that the West have been setting up biolabs, and they've been speaking on this for the last 2 years, and the White House have totally denied any allegations of that. All right, but going back into the war in Ukraine back in 2022, they found out that the U.S. was indeed setting up biolabs in the Ukraine, man. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense as to why these viruses are being weaponized against people, because this is the Lord's judgment. But ultimately, he's using this devil, this Edomite, to carry out such judgments, man. All right, so I'm gonna play this video here of this Jake woman, and I got maybe two, because I actually going into the fog as well. I got a video that I recorded from the house maybe 3 days ago, because all last week was just wild. I mean, since like Saturday evening of last week, we've been under fog advisory, man, and it was to the point it seems to kick in at night. In my mindset, I'm like, they're spraying chemicals, because what else could it be outside of that? Because when I woke up in the morning, I mean, they were spraying the skies heavy with these chemtrails, with this barium oxide, man, which is poisoning people and it's toxic to people's bodies, man. And this is why a lot of people are sick, So something is definitely going on, man. And it's no coincidence that here in the Midwest, the temperatures are going to take a 25-degree plunge into negative temperatures by next week. By next Monday or Tuesday, we're going to get down as low as 5 degrees, man. So the New Year's are already starting off on a whole shebang. All right. So anyway, let's play minutes of this video, and we'll get a couple of precepts, and that'll be that.
I don't know if it's just me, but for the last few days, I have been having this weird feeling like something big is about to happen, right? Like this weird feeling of impending doom. I have been having this crazy feeling like in my belly. I don't know what it is, okay? To be brutally honest, I feel like something is already happening. And here's why. For the last few days, there have been crazy reports of dense, thick fog in many states all over America, in addition to the UK. Now, this is not...
And she's not lying about that, okay? She's definitely not lying about that, and I got proof of that because we witnessed it out here for about a week. Okay, and like I said, they were spraying and it was chemtrailing extra heavy last week. So they're talking about another pandemic hitting in 2025. So, I mean, hey, who knows what Esau was doing, but they have what they call gain of function, when basically they can mutate these particular pestilence and make them transmissible to humans, man. Okay, which is wicked as all hell. Okay, the BIRDFLU has not been known in history that anybody have contracted this from a damn animal, but all of a sudden humans are coming down with the BIRDFLU and find out that this whole gain of function that your boy has conjured up, found out that they were splicing these or mutating these particular pestilence in these biolabs, man. And all of a sudden everybody is getting sick, which the scriptures go into the plagues that was going to hit prior to Yahweh returning to the earth. So she's on point.
Regular fog, because a lot of people have been reporting that they have been seeing some weird type of mist coming out of the sky with this fog. Okay, in addition to that, there have been 4 plane crashes, y'all, within the last 5 days. Some weird type of mist coming out of the sky with this fog. Okay, in addition to that, there have been 4 plane crashes, y'all, within the last 5 days. Okay, 3 of those plane crashes occurred within the last 24 hours. You had one on Christmas Day in Kazakhstan, and then within the last 24 hours you had one in South Korea, Nova Scotia, as well as Norway. In addition to that, y'all, so many people have been reporting this weird sickness, whereas though they're having muscle soreness, sore throat, body aches, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, the whole 9. And they said that this sickness had just been coming out of nowhere. I don't know about you, but I feel like something big is happening or about to happen, and these people just are not telling us. What are your thoughts? I don't know if
it's gonna be
if you planned it.
I don't know if it's just
PD 2.0. This the real ordeal is getting ready to happen. Like the first one that happened in 2020, that was a test run, man. All right, now this one, because a lot of you people didn't, you didn't did the 3-pointer, you didn't shot the what. Hey, a lot of you are walking around with this bioweapon inside your ass, man, and a lot of you are getting sick, and basically you're spreading it. Okay, like they have some in The Last of Us. They have some which is called the cordyceps. It was like a particular fungus that broke out and it was affecting the people. You know, they just broke out with it because, you know, the 3-letter word, the DCC, which we call the center of creation for pestilence, and we'll say it that way. Oftentimes, this is what they do, man. This is why they patent these things, because they capitalize off of it. But something big is getting ready to go down. Peep this. This is the video that I recorded from my house.
Been like this all week. Like, this is freaking nuts. Like, it really looked like a ghost town out here, man.
Like, if we didn't have these lights out here, it'd have been pitch black. I mean, you couldn't see. If you was on the road, hey, you had to have the Lord with you, man. Because, I mean, it was literally that dense, that dark. And it seemed to happen at night. I mean, the daytime, it was pretty foggy when we was at the camp, but it wasn't nothing to the likes of this. It seems like every night it just got thicker and thicker, man. Okay, even on Christmas evening, Christmas Eve, Christmas, the day after Christmas, and that whole week, it just been nothing but fucking fog. So she's not lying about what she's saying. All right. So peep this.
The Centers for Disease Control is now issuing a warning. There's been a surge in norovirus cases across the country.
Brooke Taylor is in Dallas with the latest on the outbreaks.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
In Times Square, New Year's Eve organizers test the confetti, where nearly 1 million people are expected to gather Tuesday to ring in the start of the new year. But with close proximity comes added risk. The CDC warning that the highly contagious norovirus, commonly spread where people are close together, is on the rise nationwide. Outbreaks recently reported on cruise ships out of New York, as others report noticing more people sick at schools or at work.
And you notice what they showed. Now pay attention to the cruise ship, right? It's fog.
Where people are close together is on the rise nationwide. Outbreaks recently.
Fog, man. And it's so funny, though, because shit, like I've been suffering from some stomach discomfort for some time, man. Sometimes my stomach could get inflamed. And, I managed to have it under control because sometimes the body just out of balance. You have to have proper bioflow and all that. But even then, just going outside, it feels like your ass is suffocating almost, man. And it irritates. I notice when I go outside, my sinuses irritate. I feel like my nose is burning, man. So they got to be doing something. Esau is up to something, all right? Because like they mentioned back in 2022 that by 2025, and, Schwab said it. He said that we're going to have another what, man. Even Kill Gates mentioned it. He said, look, we may have another one by 2025. A lot of these devils then straight up brought out and told us, man. So how would they know if they weren't the ones behind it?
Reported on cruise ships out of New York, as others report noticing more people sick at schools or at work.
Where I live in my building, there's a few people that are sick, a few people at work that got sick last week too.
It's going around.
Since early December, the CDC reports a doubling of norovirus cases compared to previous years, also known as the stomach flu. Doctors warn norovirus can cause significant nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea.
What happens is it causes inflammation of the stomach lining and the intestines, and that's...
Look at this fucking devil. He's so happy to talk about it. You know why? Because he knows what's going on. He's going to get more patients to come in, sign a prescription, and he's gonna get more money. So these fucking idiots right here, they with it. All right, this is why you devils need to be taken out of power, man. All right, like if you read the comments, it says, I've been coughing for 3 weeks along with diarrhea and headaches of the pressure from coughing. All right, so yeah, this place is getting ready to fall, man.
Where you get the nausea, you get the vomiting, and then you get the diarrhea. And it can really make you feel like
if this is a serious matter, why you so happy about this, man? Okay, these men, this is the problem of the earth. This is the real virus of the earth. When I'm zooming in here, this is the real cancer of the earth that needs to be eliminated. Okay, and once these people go, then we ain't got to worry about this shit no more, man. Matter of fact, let me get a precept real quick. That's Ezekiel. Let me go to the book of, I think it is Proverbs. Let me find it real quick. Proverbs 4. Wait, how'd it go? It says, stray. Let me find this real quick. Damn, that's not what it is. It's quoted. Hold on, Slocky, man. I got brain fog, but it goes into basically how Esau can't rest unless some fall aside. Let me type in this. No, that's a vague search, but I want to get this because this describes Esau to the T, man. They don't have any type of rest unless they cause something to fall. Matter of fact, cause fall. Let's see what it says. All right, bingo. Yep. Damn, I was in the right chapter the whole time. Yep, this is the book of Proverbs 4 and 14. It says, enter not into the path of the wicked and go not in the way of the evil men. You know, prime example, stand out of these fucking these witch covens, man. All right, the doctors. I mean, unless you have to go to get diagnosed with something other than that, man, stay away from them, bro, because their job is to keep you depending on the potion. Stay away from them, man, because just like I was speaking to a GI physician yesterday, and I was going into some things with him. I'm like, y'all not in the business of healing people. I'm like, y'all trying to get people to do X, Y, and Z. And yet this is all it takes to fix that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm perfectly fine. Oh, well, that's acting up. It's not fixable. I said anything in your body is healable. And I hung up on the bitch, man. Because in their mindset, they just want to keep people depending on his wickedness, man. They want to keep people in a jacked up state of mind and body so they could continue to profit off of it. And that's what all this shit is about. It says, avoid it and pass not by it and turn from it and pass away. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause something to fall. So long story short, peace really fucks his mind up, man. This is why when I go into the concept of different policies that's at work, like if you have a policy that they're pushing at work and it works for the people, he will find a way on how to totally decimate it, how to destroy it. Because that's just what he do. All right. And that's the mentality of this damn devil. You see? But it says here, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. It says, for they eat the bread of wickedness. They eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. It says they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more into the perfect day. All right, so hold on, let me play this real quick, go back.
The Centers for Disease Control is now issuing a warning. There's been a surge in norovirus cases across the country.
Brooke Taylor is in Dallas with the latest on the outbreaks. 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
In Times Square, New Year's Eve organizers test the confetti, where nearly 1 million people are expected to gather Tuesday to ring in the start of the new year. But with close proximity comes added risk. The CDC warning that the highly contagious norovirus, commonly spread where people are close together, is on the rise nationwide. Outbreaks recently reported on cruise ships out of New York, as others report noticing more people sick at schools or at work.
Where I live in my building, there's a few people that are sick, a few people at work that got sick last week too. It's going around.
Since early December, the CDC reports a doubling of norovirus cases compared to previous years, also known as the stomach flu. Doctors warn norovirus can cause significant nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea.
What happens is it causes inflammation of the stomach lining and the intestines, and that's where you get the nausea, you get the vomiting, and then you get the diarrhea. And it can really make you feel like you know what.
Most norovirus outbreaks occur when people already infected spread the virus to others, sharing food, drinks, or exposure to contaminated surfaces. Over the holidays, health officials warn it's important to be even more vigilant as families and friends gather in tight spaces.
Hand hygiene is very important and very beneficial, especially for kids. It can be very hard to maintain, but avoid touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and even your food if you are exposed to really any sick contacts, and washing your hands before you do so.
And symptoms usually develop between 12 to 48 hours. Most people get better in 1 to 3 days. In Dallas, Brooke Taylor, Fox 32, Chicago.
And that's just what it is, man. That's how that's just the wickedness of it. So running it back, Slakia, somebody's at the door, but it says, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So Esau don't rest unless he's doing wickedness, man. And that's just what it boils down to. Okay, he can never let the earth or the people, the Israelites, all right, because you other people, we don't really give a damn about you. But even at the same time, it's just like, even the other nations, once they serve their punishment, they're going to have some type of peace on the planet Earth. They're going to enjoy clean foods and water and nature. They're going to enjoy their time on the earth under us. Okay, and this is why when you set up a wicked ruler like Esau, nothing never thrives and prospers, man. Like, I always complain about how they cut down so many trees around our apartments just to be justified climate change, man. It just looks horrible. Shit is all opened up now. I don't feel secluded, no privacy. Here you look out the window, is a goddamn business right there, fucking coffee shop. You justify cutting down trees and nature and beauty just to put a fucking coffee shop, just to compete with another coffee shop at the corner. Like, who the fuck wants to drink all the damn coffee? It's chemicals any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why people are all getting ready to rise up against them. But anyway, it says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. All right. So that's just what Esau. He's the evil man, all right? He's the violent man. 2 Ezra 16, and I'm going to start at verses 17. It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? And this is Esdras asking through the Spirit, who's going to deliver us? Because things are going to get so bad to the point that Yahweh Shai is going to have to deliver us. Okay, things are getting ready to be unbearable, man, to the point you might not even be able to walk outside because it's so toxic. Like when you watch that show, The Jetsons, the reason why they was living above is because the earth was polluted, man. Okay, they couldn't live on the earth anymore because it was so polluted. Same thing with that movie called Elysium. Okay, the earth was so toxic to the point that the elites had to create an artificial atmosphere in Leo, lower Earth orbit, just to justify not getting sick, man. All right? But it says, in the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. And people are getting ready to start dropping like flies, man. It says great death. As you see that there's a spirit of vengeance circumventing the earth, man. Kept father beheaded his 1-year-old son. All right. Another dude was set on fire a couple of days ago in the subways in New York. And it's coming out that they said that the Venezuelan dude or the dude from Guatemala set this woman on fire. But it is coming out that she set herself on fire, which we don't really know was true at the end of the day. But it's a lot of spins on these stories because Esau has an agenda. But it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. But it says, but what should I do when these evils come? Okay. And that's an honest question, because if you don't have the Lord, then you're just going to be bad shit out of luck here. Okay. Because the average person that you see walking around here, they're not going to make it. Okay, they're going to succumb to one of many things, either from the pestilence, the famine, which a lot of people are going to succumb from that, the FEMA camps, the martial law, the rioting, and ultimately a lot of people are going to get finished off by those missiles. But it says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of their scourges. Okay, so they're not considering the fact that the Most High is bringing this evil upon them because they're ill doings. You see?
At first, but you can.
So, anyway, let's go here. Ezekiel 7, and I'm going to start at verses 14. It says, they have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but not go up to the battle. It says, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof, and the sword is without, and the pestilence and famine within. And he that is in the field should die by the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. And pestilence is another way of saying diseases. All right. And it says, but they that escape should escape and should be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning everyone for their iniquity, and all hands should be feeble, and all knees should be weak as water. Okay, so I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashimi Yahushai. Lord's will, you will edify to the next lesson. Shalom.